Hi guys, welcome to Power Weight Training. This is a new series about running a fastest mile. For me, that's going to try to break the 6-minute mile. I've broken the 6-minute mile for 19 consecutive years. This year, I want to make it year number 20. However, my knees are starting to give out a little bit, so all my workouts will be done on the treadmill behind me over here in the basement at home. This is the opposite view that you usually get from looking at my workouts that I normally film. Today's workout is going to be a test to see where my fitness is at, so it's nothing fun. It's going to be a 10-minute warm-up followed by 20 minutes of all-out running. The average pace for the last 20 minutes will be my threshold pace, and I will base the rest of my workouts on that pace for the next 8 to 10 weeks. So anyway, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, or if you want to see me kill myself on the treadmill. Follow along, give your mile a try. All the workouts will always be posted. It's a slow progression to get to your fastest mile. Let's have some fun and let's watch me suffer. Alright, so here we go. I'm starting my run here. I sped everything up about 3 times, I believe, because I figured nobody wants to sit through a half an hour of watching me jogging. So this is just a warm-up. As I described, the workout is going to be... Today, it's going to be 10 minutes of a warm-up followed by 20 minutes of an all-out run. I haven't ran since last December. I believe I stopped running legitimately last December 15th. So this is kind of interesting today about what happened. I had no idea what to expect. I've been running a little bit, been jogging for 20 to 30 minutes, just kind of for weight loss purposes. It actually allows me to eat a little bit more. So I figure if I can lose, 200, 300 extra calories a day, or not lose them, actually, it allow me to eat a bigger dinner or enjoy a protein shake or something like that instead of starving myself. Because I don't believe in starving myself. Because once you start doing that, you're going to fail. So anyway, jogging here for about 10 minutes or so. So this is sped up 3 times. So it should be about a 3 minute and 20 second clip. But today's workout is very simple. It is 10-minute jog, 20 minutes of all-out running, and I mean all-out running. I was actually a little bit afraid of doing this today because I know the treadmill, the plug that it's into, if I start going too fast, I believe this treadmill goes up to 14 miles an hour, which I wasn't planning on running at 14 miles an hour today. But I've done it before doing sprints, and it blows the circuit breaker out. And when that circuit breaker in the basement blows out, that thing just stops. So I've ran into that treadmill before, so I was kind of a little bit weary today. But once again, I haven't really ran in 6 months, so I wasn't too worried about running that fast. But always in the back of your head, once an accident happens, it's hard to get it out of your head. So anyway, it's a 10-minute warm-up. At some point I get off the treadmill here and I reset the camera because as people that use the Canon M50s know, I think it's all the cameras, they start recording at 29 minutes and 59 seconds. So this is just something that I stop and I kind of reset the camera so I can go through a continuous 20-minute record of actually the important part. So this is my threshold, my running threshold test that I've been doing for years and years basically. I ramp up the first 10 minutes. I start off with a pretty good clip and I ramp it up slowly but surely. And this is actually the point over here where I switch the camera and I start taking my glasses off because it's starting to get real and they do fall off my nose. And I slowly but surely ramp it up right up to the point at which I'm going to start my run. So the beginning 10 minutes is actually kind of a ramp test, and then I just kind of follow through and kind of measure myself. But I'm pretty good at measuring myself and kind of picking my pace because I've been running for a long time. This is the 20th year. I believe it's the 20th year in a row. I'm trying to break the 6-minute mile. Last year I think I did a 5:47, so my run started right here. So I have a picture on the side you guys can see. That's a shot of the treadmill and the pace that I was running at. So it's actually, it went pretty well. I wasn't too tired, but I kind of held back maybe a little bit because I definitely did not want to blow up, on my first try doing this. So 20 minutes all out. My heart rate, I took the heart rate just on a treadmill over there by grabbing the handles a couple of times. And it was about 170 to 175. So at my age right now, I'm 49, so I was getting up, it's getting up there towards my max. It's probably 90-95% of my max. But when I finished this workout, towards, I believe I ran just over 5K, and there I am taking my heart rate. I believe I ran over just 5K in 20 minutes, so I believe that's a 6:22, 6:23 pace, which wasn't too bad. I was actually surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought I was going to run maybe closer to 6:45, so that was pretty good. So my threshold pace then, which I only ran for 20 minutes, I like taking threshold paces to be an hour, and nobody wants to suffer for an hour. So you take about 90 to 95% of that, and 95% of that is a 6:42 pace. So 6:42 pace, that's what I'm going with, is my threshold pace, and that's a lot of the pace I'm going to base my training on for this mile. So if I ran a 6:22 pace, however, today, my fastest mile is generally 40 seconds faster than my pace for my 5K. So my mile, if you put me on a treadmill tomorrow again, or after a couple days recovery, I should be able to do in about a 5:40-ish pace. So for this goal mile, I think it's safe to say, because it's going to be a 10-week program, so I'm going to go for a 5:20 to a 5:25 pace. So what this goal mile does, and these workouts will follow this, it's slowly going to progress. I'm going to go through a warm-up, then run a mile that's going to be broken down into 200, 400, 600, 800, and so forth. And it's going to be, let's say, first week is a 200 at my goal mile pace. Then it's going to be a 400 at my threshold pace. And then another 200 at my goal mile pace, and maybe another 400 at a threshold pace. So slowly that 200 becomes a 300, becomes a 400, becomes a 500, until we end up with a full mile at the pace, the goal mile pace, as we want to call it. And each week also progresses that after the first week, I'm going to run my mile, take a short break, and then run a 400. And then the following week, it's going to be a mile again that's broken down differently, followed by 2 400s, and then 3 400s. We're going to add a 400 basically in every week that we're going to do this. And this is an old workout that I got from my old coach, who happened to... he was also a coach of some Olympic triathletes, and he coached me a long time ago. And this was one of his workouts, and it's one of my favorite workouts. And I used to do this in the winter to try to build up some speed in the winter, because I don't really believe in doing a lot of base work. A lot of people do a lot of base work in the winter. I believed in building speed in the winter, so I was ready to hit the spring and the summer without getting really overtired by doing a lot of boring running. So this was one of my, like I said, one of my favorite sessions, and I've done this a few times. I didn't do it last year or the year before that, but this year, since I'm stuck on a treadmill and we're all kind of stuck at home, and I started this YouTube channel, I thought, what a great time to do it. This is a perfect timing. So, but that's how it's going to progress. It's basically going to go for 10 weeks, and we're going to run this mile all the time, and we're going to add a 400. So the last few workouts are going to be tough, because we're going to run a mile that's going to be pretty rough. It might be, and 600, followed by 100, followed by another 600, or 200s actually, and then we're going to run 10 times 400 at a pretty good clip. So they're going to be tough workouts. However, I don't plan to run more than these workouts. All my other runs are going to be my weight loss plans, as I call them. They're just going to be 30 minutes of jogging. I generally alternate 30 minutes of jogging. I've been jogging 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, two times a week, and the other times I'm just walking uphill on a treadmill at 15-degree incline at 4 miles an hour. So that I'm going to continue doing that. I don't want to change that at all. And then I'm going to add these goal mile runs. So right now you see me running at 24 and a half minutes or so, and I'm running at 9.6 miles an hour. I was actually feeling pretty good. And I believe at the end of this video, I'm going to let it be, and you guys can hear me what I sounded like for the last minute. I kind of sound like death when I run, but I can do it for a long time. But my wife sometimes comes down to the basement because she does think I am in pretty bad shape. But like I said, the last minute is actually my actual pace, and you can see what I look like when I run. And more importantly, it's kind of funny what I sound like. But it is what it is. We suffer through it. I have 4 minutes left of this run, and I knew I was doing. At this point, I'm running at 6-minute pace, which I actually felt pretty good. I would never felt too uncomfortable today, even though I sounded like I did. But I came out pretty good. So I hope you guys, subscribe and join me, and come up with your own threshold pace and come up with your own test. There's different types of tests you can do. If you have questions about more different type of testing you can do to find out your paces or your heart rate paces or your zones, please let me know. Leave comments below. I was a triathlete for a long time. I've coached triathletes for 10 years. I coached swimmers, bikers, and runners. I coached runners alone and cyclists alone. Was never a great swimmer, so I didn't coach swimmers except for the buddies that we swam with. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to answer your questions. I always try to get back to my comments as soon as possible. But right now we're coming up on 1 minute left, and I'm gonna be suffering all the way to the end. And like I said, here it is in real time right now, in real pace. And I'm pretty sure I'm making a lot of noise. But as you can tell, this treadmill is really loud, so I don't want to record while I was running. I kind of figured I'd do a voiceover. But all in all, I was tired, but I felt pretty good. The picture on the camera of the track will get better eventually. I did get some kind of a boom or something that I can extend over and get the picture a little bit closer. So once we start doing intervals, you guys can get a better idea of what they're broken up like. But I'll always have the description of the workout, in the corner. And if you're doing this with me, or if you're gonna jot it down, take it with you. Let me know. Let me know if you want to follow along. Let me know if you are following along, because I'm going to be gladly helping you out. Because even though I might not look like a runner, running and cycling is definitely my strongest sports probably. And this worked out pretty well. My PR on my running, if you guys are ever wondering, here I am, just finished up. The video of my PRs on my running, it was probably my favorite races were my 10-mile races. I was able to finish them in about 57 minutes or so. I did it twice just to reassure myself that it wasn't miscounted. My PR on a marathon is 3 hours and 16 minutes, which might not be fast, but it was coming off a 112-mile bike ride. That's the only time I really ran marathons. I ran a couple Chicago marathons a long time ago, back in my 20s, but my Ironman marathons were much faster. So anyway, if you guys want to check out some of my Ironman videos, I have one called Motivation Talk. It goes through a 2009 Kona video and describes how I felt and what motivated me to do that video, or to do the race, and what the motivation was behind it. Check it out up in the link below above. I'll leave it right now. And this is my first real vlog, and as you can probably tell, I'm not very comfortable having this camera that close to my face. It's kind of odd. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys subscribe, and I hope you join me for these Goal Mile runs. If you do want to get faster in your mile, it's not a week or 2 week or 3 week process. It does take a while, but let me know. We'll figure something out. My program here is going to be 10 weeks, and I'm going to post a video either on Monday or Thursday, depending how I feel, how my knees feel for my runs. But it's going to be the same posting schedule as it was before. Mondays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, probably when they get posted. And like I said, I can't guarantee which day it's going to be at, because it depends on how my knees feel. Right now, they're kind of shot after running today. So I'm not going to run for a few days, but I hope you guys join me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.